Interesting.
There's a bicycle that two crows ride.
Hey, this is Bike Talk, and we have some very special guests today from the Bicycle Kitchen. We have Molly and Ryan. Hi,
What
guys.
up? What up? How's it going?
Good, good. So, sorry I'm starting late, but so you are in the middle of fundraising right now. Can you tell me about that and how it's going and what your goals are?
Yeah, so we decided earlier this year that we really needed to sort of have our first ever fundraising campaign. It's going to be fun. We kicked it off earlier this year, and it's going to go until mid-June. And we have a goal of raising $55,000, $555.55, and
That's a lot of fives.
And that's because you've been open 5 years.
yeah, because we've been at our current location at Heliotrope in Melrose for 5 years now, and we've got a whole bunch of exciting things coming up in the next couple of years, and we just want to be able to ensure that we'll be around for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 25 years, so that we can really keep the Bike Kitchen going.
Yes.
And you have another space opening up with the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that?
Oh, dear. It's on Hollywood and Western. It's right above the Red Line Metro, which is actually kind of cool as well because both of our areas now will be kind of connected by the Red Line. So if you can't bike there, you can always just hop on the Red Line. And this space is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be another kitchen per se. It's going to be a space where we're going to have more classes, and also people that are more familiar with wrenching can come in and work on their bike. So there's not going to be as much cook supervision. Like, we won't be teaching as much. There'll be someone there to help, but it's more, you know your bicycle, you're familiar with it, you want a place you can work on it, and you don't want to have to buy a whole set of tools. Mm-hmm. Then you can go to the Holly West and work on your bike.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really great opportunity. We were, awarded by the city this space, and they really liked our business plan that we initially proposed, so they actually ended up giving us a larger space, and it's going to be built up, so it's a great opportunity. We won't have to the only thing that we'll have to invest is in the tools and that sort of thing, but it's very good and exciting opportunity, especially, having the city offer this kind of opportunity for bikes is really exciting.
Yeah, how'd you do that?
I don't know how we were approached, honestly. I'm sorry to say I don't know where it came. I think I came pretty late in the process. I know that
It's been going on for a couple years.
Yeah, at least a couple years. Kristen, who's been the main person working with it, has been really, really pushing to get it going, and so it was really exciting when we took the vote and it actually passed that we were gonna take the space. And but I'm not sure how we originally approached. I guess they probably, because I think the space is also shared by other kind of similar nonprofits. Is that right, Molly? Do you know?
I think so.
Yeah.
The space you're going to take is has
like
more
there's other spaces
nonprofits
in there. Yeah.
And it's right over the subway. That's a great
Yeah,
location,
it's a really cool spot, and we're also kind of hoping that being in a new location will just bring in more people, different people that might not ever see the Bike Kitchen that's on Heliotrope, and just kind of bring in a new crowd, maybe some new volunteers. So we're just kind of hoping that it's gonna let Bicycle Kitchen grow and
Get more people on bikes.
get more people on bikes. Exactly.
Well, you guys have a really clear mission at the Bike Kitchen.
Yeah. Get people to ride.
The goal is just to empower people so that they feel like they are able to bike without any problems. It's really important. We think it's really important to educate people so that they can learn how to fix their own bikes. They don't feel intimidated about asking questions about, really minor things like how do you change a tire, to really complicated things like how do you put a bike together from scratch. And the educational component is really the key the key.
Yeah, and it's really cool too. Like, I mean, there's definitely two things that really make me excited about volunteering there is when you see someone come in and they just have, they're no idea, super like wide-eyed, like, oh, I just kind of build a bike. Like, how do I do that? And then they're so excited when we say, well, we teach you how to do that. And then, over a month or, even shorter, if they come in a lot, you see them ride away on this bike that they built and they're so stoked. They're so excited. And it's just like an amazing feeling. And then they'll bring their friends in and you kind of see them kind of create this little bike culture within their friend group, which is pretty cool too. And then you have a friendship with them too.
The coolest thing I've ever done is built my own bike.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Did you do it from the bottom?
Yep. I started with a frame and then I sort of collected wheels and seat post, a saddle, handlebars, brakes.
Various parts coming together.
Yeah, and
haphazardly.
And I mean, and that's that's why I became a cook at the kitchen is because, that was the coolest thing I've ever done. You feel like it's a very different sense of accomplishment than anything else I've ever done.
Right, when you're riding it, it's like a new bond.
Yeah, like I built this.
How did you know to come to the kitchen to build your bike in the first place?
I found the kitchen just sort of word of mouth. I had my brother, bless his heart, had built me a bike, but he did a very poor job. so my brakes didn't work, and so he's in Salt Lake City.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I originally brought a bike in that didn't work, and eventually I decided I would be much more comfortable if I knew that this that my own bike that I'm using to commute and get exercise and hang out with friends is in good shape.
Yeah, brakes working, so it's
brakes
a plus.
is good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically once I decided, and the first thing I ever had to do on my own bike in terms of doing bike mechanic things was I actually had to saw the brake levers off because we couldn't figure out a way to get them off otherwise. So
you just saw them off.
So I had to saw them off, and there's something about doing that really made me think like, oh, I would really enjoy
sawing more things.
Putting a bike together that didn't involve using a saw.
And did you have a frame in mind, or did you just take a frame that was there?
One of the challenges of probably I'd say the biggest challenge about building your own bike at the kitchen is finding a frame that is the right size for you. So I had
a little patience.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of patience, and you have to check in pretty frequently. See what new frames have come in. Wait for someone generous to donate a bunch of frames. But once you get the frame, then you're set.
And if you come to, how can you get a bike at Bike Kitchen? If you come and say you want to build a bike and then you do it there, you can have the frame and the parts?
Yeah, we basically have the bikes that are all hanging in the kitchen are all tagged, and they're either tagged as someone that's working on them or they're tagged as free. So basically someone comes in, like if someone came in today and was like, yes, I would like to build a bike. Okay, so we say, all right, well, let's look around, let's see what we have. And if we have something that fits them, and, we kind of ask them, do you want a mountain bike, do you want a road bike, or, a beach cruiser, like what are you after? So we try to find something that fits them. And sometimes you'll find something and it's perfect, and that's awesome when that happens. But, it's not, it is, I don't know, I guess it's kind of split between when someone comes in and there's just a frame there that's perfect, or even a bike that just needs some work. But a lot of times you do kind of have to tell people, like, oh, if you're wanting a road bike and you're kind of picky about what you want, like, just keep coming in and checking in, because we only have what people donate to us. It's not like we're ordering stock, so we can only do so much. And
and then another important part is of the Bike Kitchen is that we're very, very proud that we never turn anyone away for lack of funds. So if you don't have, we sort of price the bikes based on how much money
how much
are interested in spending. But there are people who need a bike for transportation, and that's another reason we're doing this fundraising campaign, is to really ensure that if anyone needs a bike, they can come to the kitchen and they will be able to leave with a bike that's working and it's safe. And
that was definitely, like earlier I said, there's like two things that really like get me excited about working there. The one is like watching someone ride off on a bike that they've built, and the second one is definitely watching someone that comes in who either like has a bike that, you know, maybe they found in a scrap heap, and you can tell that this is like their livelihood. They need it to get around. They might be semi-homeless, and they come in and they literally would have nowhere else to go. Like, I remember Evan once saying, you know, this guy had been in, he had been working on this bike that he got, and, you know, in the end he paid like $1. And, you know, usually we would say, oh, suggested donation, because he had been there for a while. It's probably like something like $25 or something. And he only had $1. And, you know, that was all he could afford. So if that's all you can afford, then, like, it's nice that we're here and we can provide that service. Because Evan was like, if not here, he would have nowhere else to go. And we ensured that he rode away and that he could now get to and from, you know, whatever day jobs that he had.
So tell me about the fundraising. What else are you guys doing? What are you doing?
So so far we've started doing barbecues on Sundays, and I think we're gonna try to. We don't have any exact dates yet, but I think we'll be doing that throughout May.
Check the blog and the website.
Yeah, keep up on the blog, and then we also at the end of the campaign in mid-June, we're gonna have a big celebratory party because we'll have raised all the fun, you know, raised all the money.
From listeners like you.
We're going to be doing more bike rides. We're thinking about putting together an alley cat or a scavenger hunt. We've also thought...
What's an alley cat?
It's a bike race.
Okay, it's a bike race, everyone.
Yeah,
through the alleys of Los Angeles.
A bike race, and we're also another thing that we have at the Bike Kitchen is on Monday nights we have a night for women and transgender called Bitchin', and we're thinking about doing a Women of the Bike Kitchen / Bitchin' bike ride.
Nice.
So there's a lot of stuff going on, and again, all of it's we have like a suggested donation of $5 to help raise funds, but you can also donate online. You can come into the kitchen and join. We have a Friends of the Kitchen sort of membership club. If you donate $5, you can get a spoke card. If you donate $50, we have a really, really amazing logo for the campaign that we have T-shirts to give away. So
$5 for 5 years.
Yeah.
$50 for 5 years. 500. Anyone?
So how much have you raised so far?
So far, we're about at, I think, $8,000.
Wow.
We've got a couple other very generous donations that are coming that we're sort of waiting to have cleared, and then we just got word of a group that is donating matching funds who's offered $8,000. So if we can raise another $8,000, they will match that, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Can you say who the group is that's going to help you, or no? That's not clear. If you can say that,
I'm not sure if I can say that.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it will be online if we're.
When we get it, maybe we'll announce it.
Yeah, I think we
I
will.
actually don't know who it is, so
yeah, I have to check.
So Bike Kitchen is becoming this institution, this recognized by the city thing.
A little bit, yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that we got that space in Holly West, like that, that we're getting a little bit. We're still underground, we're still punk rock, but people are recognizing us, and that's always nice because obviously we do need help, and we've sustained ourselves for 5 years, but it's been a rough couple of years, and now we're reaching out to anyone and everyone to hopefully, get some more funding and let the kitchen live on so you can ride on. Yeah, and
we have a lot of different programs that people are excited about. We also have a program for the youth called Earn a Bike, and that is they meet 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and over the course of a couple months put together a bike. And we those kids are great, and they do a lot of volunteer work with the kitchen, and they're actually doing bike washes every. I don't know if it's every Sunday, but we're having a couple of bike washes on Sunday.
I do need to get
afternoons.
my bike washed.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Especially in this city, a couple weeks and it's a little grimy.
Yeah.
Does that include all the really gummy stuff in there, and then the
Have you had your bike washed yet?
I have washed my bike a couple times. I have not had it washed. I bet they get in there with some toothbrush action.
That'd be great. Well,
yeah, some degreaser.
How do we know when the bike washes?
Again, all of it's going to be updated on the blog. I believe that we're doing a bike wash tomorrow.
Oh, really? Man, I didn't even know about that. Yeah, no, everything, like, our moderator, Kelly, who's amazing, she updates the blog all the time, so
everyone should start reading
keep checking. We have little cook profiles. Yeah, it's a really good blog, actually. And the website as well will have information.
And we also have a bunch of new workshops that we're offering, so if you're kind of depending on what you're looking for. Some people really just like to come in and work on their bikes during the kitchen hours, but if you would prefer having a more structured format of learning different things, they have wheel building and just very basic wrenching, and even more kind of, I don't know how you would call it, but
advanced.
Well, there's definitely basic advanced stuff, but they also have just, how do you become become a bike commuter?
Yeah, it's definitely, like, that's what we're also working on, is getting more of a schedule of having these classes, because we've kind of had them on and off in the past, so now we're trying to do, like, okay, so 2 times a month we will have a workshop about wheels, and for these 2 days a month we're going to have a workshop about such and such, and just trying to get more of a schedule so people can kind of get, almost have it like a program, like, oh, I've gone to this workshop, and maybe I'll go to this workshop next month.
And if you have any ideas or things that you are interested in learning about, we're always happy to take suggestions.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. And your website is, again?
BikeTalk0410.Sat.
And is that the blog too, is there?
Isn't it?
There's a link to the blog on the main website.
Yeah, I think it's BC Cocina.
BICICOCINA.
.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, do you want to give out the phone number of the kitchen?
Yeah, it's 323
No
Cotto.
No Cotto.
No Cotto.
We have Chicken Leather on the phone. Do you know Chicken Leather?
No.
Getting stressed about the possibility
Chicken
Or an
Leather is a
advertisement.
Kill Radio DJ, and he is also an avid rider. He does all the rides,
Word.
and he's all over town. And
Chicken Leather.
And here he is.
Cool.
Chicken Leather.
Hey, how you doing there, Nick?
I'm great.
Having a good day?
Yes.
I just want to comment that the Bike Kitchen, I'm sure they started with some of the early things that they started out with, which was out of the Eco Village. I'm sure they touched on that. But one of the key points I like to point out is it also spawned a lot of other community biking programs, including the one that I'm associated with out in Highland Park, the Bike Oven. And
Yeah, for sure.
like they do with their fundraising and stuff, I think it's really good that the community get involved with things. We ourselves are doing an art night tonight, a little art ride that we like to call the monthly Nila art ride. Jim Cochran has done some fine prints, and he's had them there at the Bike Oven and also at the Bike Kitchen, which is just moved right down the street. One of the things I don't know if your esteemed guest talked about, but bike culture is sort of permeated everywhere, including the west side with the Bikerwave and Porter Valley. We think of with the Bikery, and now I hear as we talked to Big Bike Dan last week down in Long Beach. Even though a lot of credit needs to be given to Charlie Gandy and his programs with the city council there. They have opened up a bike hub down there that Big Bike Dan was involved in, and we talked to him last week. And we're going to try and get him again and see what's going on. A lot of people are out of town this week, though. They went on a biking camping trip up in Lancaster, so they're putting in a good 50 plus miles today. But if you're in town, you may want to stop by the Bike Oven, and we've sort of spawned even some what can you say, sort of molding the full human being, so to speak, with the art programs and stuff, even though some of our guys are out in Claremont today at the sort of, Pro-Am bike polo kind of meet and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I was wondering if your listeners had, I know I saw a couple of cooks over there at the big bike event that was going on with Paul Rubin at the Hammer, and I was just wondering if they felt like I
Cool. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about.
Tons
Yeah.
of stuff to talk about.
Oh,
More
yeah.
important, tons of things to do
So much.
on your bicycle.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
I even saw, and this is just the last parting thing, Jim Bledsoe is riding around on some kiddie bike / trailer extravaganza he built in his backyard. I think it was quite incredible.
Jim Bledsoe is a bicycle kitchen cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this a new project?
Okay. Well, yeah. What do you know about the kiddie bike?
I don't.
I only know that Jim Bledsoe built a cake because our logo for the fundraiser is a cake, a birthday cake riding a bicycle, and he built a cake so that he could ride around in a bicycle on a bicycle in a cake costume. I am not sure about.
I don't know about the kiddie
bike
project.
Well,
I wouldn't put it
I'll
past
let
him.
you guys get back to the
All right.
show.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Bye, Jim.
Yeah, no, it's true. So many things that have come because, I mean, it feels like they're kind of popping up everywhere now. And actually, just the other day, Chris sent a link for a bike kitchen at a school, Smith College, I think. And now they have a bicycle kitchen at their school. And it's kind of like this idea is really, it's catching on because it's fun and.
But it's not just LA. I mean, there's
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
all
Yeah,
over.
it's all over the place. Yeah, actually, my good friend in Melbourne, Australia, she's been getting into building bikes and kind of rescuing bikes and putting them back together. And I told her about the kitchen, and she was like, "Wow, that's fantastic!" And then she sent me a link for a place that's very similar, a bike co-op that they have right there in Melbourne. And I spent 6 months there, and I didn't even know I was there. But yeah, so they're everywhere. I think it's just the word is kind of starting to spread. Hey, bicycling's actually really, really awesome, and
there's something about once you know how to kind of do the maintenance on the bike, it becomes so much more easy,
yeah,
and feasible to continue riding it.
Yeah, keeping it up.
And because there's a lot of different types of cyclists out there.
Oh, for sure.
I'm willing to admit that for me, it's more of it's transportation. I'm a commuter by bike, and I don't do a lot of the group rides. It's not something that I started out at least doing for fun. It was like a very practical,
utilitarian
thing, and then there's other people who just want to go on all the group rides, and so like it's a very diverse group of people who are using their bikes, and
which is what is I think it's so
perfect,
great, yeah, because there's a little something for everyone in it. There's the young kids who are really into making the fixed gear bikes and getting in all the specialty, the gourmet parts, and then there's the people that it's just strictly like, this is how I get to and from work. I don't want to drive, or I can't afford to drive. And there's that, and then
I'm really
there's
excited
the roadies
about
who do it as like athletic.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of a mishmash of all three of those.
And I'm excited about biking in LA. I think of all the places I've lived, I know that we talk about the sprawl and we talk about the cars and all that, but I love biking in LA, and I love that my commute of 12 and a half miles is often faster on bike than it is on it's definitely faster than the bus. It's often faster than traffic.
Yeah, I feel
really
like
exciting.
It kind of, you realize that, okay, we are kind of sprawled, but you realize that the city's more connected than you think. Like, living in Silver Lake, it's like, okay, I can get to the center of Hollywood in about 15 minutes. I can get to downtown in 10 minutes. I could get up to Los Feliz in, 5 minutes. I could go to Burbank, go next to the LA River. That would probably take me 20 minutes. It's like, okay, everything's not as far as we think. The beach is only 15 miles if you're going straight there.
And it's much easier to escape than you think it is.
Yeah. No, I get excited about it.
Super excited about it.
So what is your 12-mile commute?
So I live sort of in between Echo Park and Silver Lake, and I was working and going to school at UCLA, and so I had about 25 miles round trip.
She's hardcore
each day. But it's like I said, I would sometimes take the bus, but it's always faster to bike. And
probably more enjoyable too. You get there and you're kind of like, yeah.
And the few times that I have gone in a car, it's just it takes forever.
It's wretched. I've done that too. I'm running late. I'll just take my car, and then I'm
never
wait,
faster.
It's actually taking me longer, and I'm really frustrated right now.
So,
All right, well, let's play a little bike music. Well, we'll just
Yeah,
a little,
bike music.
Interlude here. Let's see what I got here.
Let's go backwards, actually.
Riding all around the streets, 4 o'clock and they're all asleep. I'm not tired and it's so late. Moving fast, everything looks great. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. See that man, he's all alone. Looks so happy, but he's far from home. I ring my bell and smile at him, then knock over his rubbish bin. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. The rain comes down, but I don't care. The wind is blowing in my hair. Seagulls flying in the air. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. The lamppost hangs, his head in disgrace, shines no light upon our face. Through the darkness we still see my white bicycle and me. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. Policeman shouts, but I don't see it. The one thing I don't believe in. He'll find some charge, but it's not thieving. My white bicycle. My white bicycle.
I love a true and a wheel.
So, yeah, how about True in a Wheel?
Yeah, we can talk about, or just like challenges, or I could ramble about bikes for a long time. So.
What's your favorite repair? Is that even a valid
Yeah.
question?
No,
Yeah,
that's a good question.
yeah, it's totally a good question. My personal favorite is truing a wheel, which is the process of making sure that each spoke around a wheel has to have the right amount of tension so that when the wheel spins, it's spinning evenly on all the sides.
Right, so when you see a wheel that's kind of wonky, kind of doing the like clown wheel action, it just means that your wheel is out of true. I always thought it was something like, oh, the rim's bent, like, no, it's just the spoke tension.
So there's the way that the spokes are connected to the rim, which is the sort of, it's usually the silver round part that you think of when you say a wheel. You basically just have to tighten them with what is called a spoke wrench, and ensure that the tension is even for the entire wheel. And there's something about that process that I really, really love.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that you need to be
Zen mode.
calm. You can't be in a hurry. And at the bike kitchen, we have sort of in the back, we have a separate room that is for doing, working on your wheels. because you do have to be a little bit calm. You can't be in a rush. You want to make sure that this is done right. And it's really kind of, for me at least, it's where the science and the art of bike maintenance sort of meet. And I really, if anyone is interested in learning how to true a wheel,
I should have you look at mine.
I'm happy to help. And it's a process. And but once you've done it once, you get a lot better at it. And
I think the key too is that it's a lot of times you think like, oh, it's kind of moving, because you're looking at it, you put it in a stand and you're kind of looking at it straight on, you're spinning it and seeing kind of where the warble is, and you're just doing these fine-tuning adjustments. And I think a lot of times, at least for me, like my initial reaction was like, oh, it's kind of moving, so I just like turn this one, I'll turn this one. And it's really, you kind of have to get in the zone, and really it's just super slight adjusting as opposed to like really, I don't know, do you agree?
Yeah, it's kind of in your mind, instead of doing like a full turn, you'll be doing like quarter turns.
Quarter turns, right, yeah.
What's your favorite?
I built my first wheel and I actually really enjoyed doing it. Like I was so putting it off because I was like, all right, I want to build my own wheel. And every time I would say that to someone, they'd be like, oh. I did that once, and I was like, "Oh God, I don't think I'm really gonna enjoy
you heard it. You heard it here first. Molly and Ryan love working on the wheels.
We like the wheels, yeah.
But I mean, everything else is fun too.
I kind of like brakes. I kind of have a thing with brakes.
I like derailleurs.
Oh, see, I don't know derailleurs.
Yeah, I like working on derailleurs. I mean, another nice thing about the Bike Kitchen, and this will be different at the new location, Holly West. Is that we have so many used parts, you can really kind of put things together.
Right. Which can be a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you'll get, like, all the way, you think, like, you've gotten all the way to the end, you're like, yes, it is complete, and then, like, one little part in it is just broken. But if you don't have, like, enough knowledge, you don't realize that until you go to, like, put it on, you're like, oh, something is not quite working.
I do think I also like overhauling hubs.
Yeah, me too. Because it's exciting. You get down to, like, you don't realize, I feel like when you're just like looking at a wheel, you're like, oh yeah, it's a wheel, but, working at the kitchen or just doing your own bike stuff, if you do it on your own, you just realize all the little components that make it work. And once you get down to like cleaning each ball bearing, it's like, whoa, like this is what's actually making it spin. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
what's the hardest repair or the most challenging?
I think, like, there's so many things that I don't... What?
The hub sounds hard.
The hub's
derailleur.
Actually,
it's not too bad.
Derailleurs, I think, are probably...
Yeah, because that's, like, a very fine tune.
I think that the biggest challenge for bike building is when someone comes in with a bike that hasn't been ridden for a long time, and you have to start replacing parts. And I think that
to fit.
getting a used part from the kitchen to fit onto a used bike. But I think that really the most frustrating thing is, like Ryan was saying, it's when you think you got it and then there's just something is off,
right?
And you can't figure it out. Which is when it's
you're using,
great to have
and when you're
all
using
the cooks
with,
around.
exactly, because you just you can get someone that has a little bit more knowledge and can more easily deduce what might be wrong. Because at least when you're working with new parts, you can kind of say, okay, well, it's definitely not this because it's brand new. But like when it's at the kitchen, sometimes it's a little bit more of a challenge, which is also great because you learn so much more about all the parts because you have to know each and every little component because, okay, well, which part isn't working? Like, I can't say, oh, it's not this because it's brand new.
Yeah.
So it could be anything. So you kind of have to pick it all apart. And then that's the thing, people will come in and sometimes you have a great day. Everything's working. You're putting it on. It's just going on great, and it's sweet sailing. But then other times, nothing you do wants to fit, and nothing wants to work. But at the end of the day, you come away and you're like, wow, I learned so much more about that because it didn't work. Without those challenges, you just kind of put it together, and you wouldn't really analyze what was happening with the mechanics.
And I think that a good rule of thumb is to work under the assumption that it's going to take longer than you think it will.
Oh, yes, always.
If you come in and you think like, oh, this is a 20-minute fix, it's going to take you at least 2 hours.
Yeah, that sounds
But when you come in and you think like, okay, this could take a couple hours, quite possibly you could get it done faster.
Yeah, it's true. And it's nice that it's a fun space. We always have music playing, and it's a really good group of people. And I feel like the people that find the kitchen and seek it out are
the
usually
best people around.
pretty cool kids. Yeah, it's when I had what most people have when they come to LA, and it's a little bit lonely, and I hate LA. And when I started working, someone had told me about the kitchen. I kind of heard about it a few times, and once I hear about something a few times, I'm like, all right, I better check this out. And that's where I ended up making all of my friends, and I finally felt like, wow, this is a really cool community of people that I can feel connected with, and they're doing great things and having a lot of fun.
And that's another thing we're trying to do
saving.
with the fundraising campaign is sort of start doing more things as a community, so that we're not just. I mean, we
don't want to be exclusive.
We love working on our bikes and that sort of thing, but it's great to get out of the kitchen as a group and just meet. It's really fun to meet some of the people, some of the clients who come in a non-bike mechanic setting.
Yeah.
I think we just had a barbecue last weekend, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so fun.
Just hanging out with everyone and meeting the clients and that sort of thing.
How many and the clients come too? Clients. That sounds so official.
I know. We do say client though, don't we?
We do. I mean, we have a cool word for
Customers.
the volunteers,
No.
the cooks.
I'm just trying to think of.
I know. What would match with kitchen, right?
I would be the
Like,
customers, right?
Yeah, it would be
diners.
customers.
Diners.
Diners. Yeah, they should be diners.
Yeah, the diners.
That would be good.
So-
I like that. Maybe we'll take
How
that.
how many cooks are there?
I think we're about 40.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I never quite know, because there's some people who are inactive, right?
Yeah.
So they're involved, but it just means that they're not coming in to do wrenching.
But basically, if you're interested, if you're interested in sort of becoming a volunteer, you don't have to have any prior bike mechanic knowledge.
No.
You just have to come in, and there's a process called shadowing, where you come in a certain number of times, and there's some things you need to learn how to do, and just basic, like how the kitchen functions and what we're about, and we're always looking for more volunteers too. So
Okay.
Yeah, come along.
All right. Well, we are at the end of our show. This was a short show, but I hope you got to say most of what you want to talk about.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Talked about the fundraiser, and that's really important.
Donate.
Anything you want to say to close up?
Come visit us.
Go
Come talk to
yeah.
us.
Ride your bike.
Heliotrope in Melrose.
Yeah.
Treat your bike well. It needs love too.
Yeah, keep up with us.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go out with the song "Bicycle Seat" that I was going
Oh,
to play
right, yeah.
before. And if you're listening to podcasts, you're listening to kpfk.org. And thank you for KPFK podcasting our show. And also, you can contact us at livebiketalk@gmail.com. Thank you.
When I was a little boy, my mama, she said to me,
What'd she say,
son,
man?
when you get to be grown up, what you wanna be? I said, hey mama, I wanna be no doctor man.
Oh, no,
No politician, no movie star, 'cause all these things we got. Now, there's a job I'd like to have that
Oh, yeah?
you can never be.
What's that?
To be folded to a chrome frame and be a bicycle seat. Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek, sit on me, I'm a bicycle seat. No more hustle, no more deals, no more trying to sneak those feels. No more cruising on cosmic raps, no more standing for the little lies. No more hacking at little bums, no more chasing after mums. No more would you like to dance, no more I just need the chance. Everything I really need is riding round upon a seat. No more to go to waste with you pressed against my face. Life would be oh so sweet if I was a bicycle seat. Ride, little cheek.